Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Jeremy Thornton. I am joining you from Southwest Missouri. I have been in practice here for 28 years in the realm of functional medicine. So I am a board certified internist, board certified clinical nutritionist, and a chiropractic physician. And I say all that not to impress you, but to share with you, I've been around the nutritional realm for a very long time. So I have seen a lot of nutritional supplements. I use nutritional supplements in practice. I've seen a lot of things come and go in the metabolic space, and I've never been this excited about a product before. Um, this product is the most impactful product of anything that I've seen in my 28 years of practice. And I don't say that lightly. And that's coming from an original place of extreme skepticism. Okay. I did not think that this product would work. Um, I did not have a good mindset coming into this conversation because I have seen so many things before. Who else has been on here that's seen and tried so many different things and was always just disappointed in the outcome, right? So, that was me. And my friend Tanya, who shared it with me and continued to share it with me, um, it convinced me that I need to give it a try. So I said, okay, I'm going to get some drops. I'm going to try these drops out. And again, did not have expectations. I tried them also over the holidays. Probably not a good time to try something in the metabolic space, but I did. And after the holidays, I was shocked that I had lost weight over the holidays. Okay, that's never happened in my entire life. So it got my attention to look a little closer at this, right? I'm like, something happened. I'm not sure what, but I dove into the science, I dove into the ingredients, and the more that I looked and studied and researched, the more excited I got. Started utilizing this technology with family first, myself, a handful of patients. And again, the more I tried it and saw experiences, again, I continue to get more excited. And I think that you'll agree with me after we get done here why I say this is the most impactful product that I've ever seen. And it starts with the triGLP. Tri meaning three, GLP meaning these important pathways in our body. It's definitely a breakthrough in metabolic wellness. One simple supplement to help your body shed fat, restore balance, sustain clean, natural energy all day. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg when we talk about all of the benefits in this little bitty bottle. So GLP-1, these days when we hear the term GLP-1, we think about what? We think about those injections, right? We hear about it on TV. Almost every other commercial is about a GLP-1. Well, a GLP-1 is simply a pathway, a hormone, a peptide that's already in our body. This is already there, okay? So GLP-1 does not come in a shot. A GLP-1 does not come in a supplement. It is already inside us. Okay. It is a hormone that's secreted in our gut and it has far reaching effects, even all the way to our brain. And so I just want to kind of explain that so you understand that GLP-1 is a naturally occurring substance in our body. Okay. It has many amazing benefits. It regulates hunger in the brain, actually. It improves satiety, it reduces food cravings, tends to improve or lessen portion sizes. It improves insulin sensitivity in the body. That's one of the main things I'm excited about this product is its impact in the realm of blood sugar and insulin resistance. Promotes sustainable weight loss. Primary focus of this pathway is brain, pancreas, and metabolism. So that's one, right? We talked about three. The GLP-1, the GLP-2, also already inside us, right? Natural hormone, natural pathway. I call it the gut repair and absorption pathway, but it helps repair and strengthen that intestinal barrier. Um, it uh, reduces gut and systemic inflammation. It enhances nutrient absorption and digestion, improves the gut microbiome, promotes digestive wellness and immune function. You know, most of our immune system is in our gut. Um, it is involved in improving and repairing a situation they call leaky gut. Anybody heard the term leaky gut? This has been shown to reduce a protein called zonulin that is triggered by abuse to our gut lining through many different avenues. We could talk all morning just about leaky gut, but I won't bore you to death. But it repairs that gut lining, that intestinal lining, and in doing so, it significantly enhances absorption and uptake of nutrients in your diet, and also if you're happy to take extra nutrients, it's going to help that as well. The GLP-2 primary focus is gut absorption and recovery. So the third pathway, the GIP pathway, the nutrient and energy pathway, efficient nutrient utilization. It optimizes insulin sensitivity and glucose regulation, has some overlapping benefits with GLP-1, prevents blood sugar spikes and energy crashes, enhances fat burning and metabolic efficiency, supports sustained energy and mental clarity, and improves muscle preservation, especially during weight loss. It helps our body to know when it's time to store incoming fuel, incoming food, or utilize that for energy. And so that's an important factor in our metabolism. So these simple little drops support all three of these pathways. It's not just the GLP-1, but it's the GLP-2 and the GIP as well. And that's super exciting. But the benefits go even beyond these three pathways. So some of the clinical results that have been seen with the triGLP is up to 7% BMI reduction in just 6 weeks. That's pretty powerful. 10% body fat decrease with zero muscle loss. We should highlight that, right? Because everything we hear about, especially in the GLP-1 space, is about muscle loss. In fact, studies showing up to the weight loss being 39% of that weight loss being muscle. And that's kind of scary, right? What's the most metabolically active tissue in our body? Is muscle, right? And now we've lost a big chunk of that muscle with the weight loss. Are we metabolically more efficient or less efficient now? We're worse off, right? Does that make sense? So we have 100% fat targeted weight loss with this technology, which is super exciting. Improves blood sugar, A1C, fasting insulin. I'm excited to see that on my patient's lab work. Sustained energy without the crashes, improved inflammation in the body, and improved digestion. You know, the inflammation has been another area that I've been really surprised with the significance that I've seen in a wide variety of health conditions showing improved inflammation. And if we can impact inflammation, we can impact nearly everything out there, right? Nearly every health condition or disease process has an underlying root cause driven by inflammation. So key benefits of research beyond metabolic, antioxidant gene activation. I find this fascinating, that it shows that it upregulates 16 protective genes in our body and downregulates 9 oxidative stress genes. So really, we could look at this as an anti-aging powerhouse, right? We thought we were talking about a fat loss supplement, right? Now we're going to talk about all the other things that the research shows that these drops can do. You know, oxidative stress is what ages us from the inside out. Our skin, our hair, our organs, our blood vessels, right, get damaged by this oxidative stress. And this is a powerful tool to battle that. There's studies on iron deficiency showing that those with iron deficiency had up to an increased ferritin, that's the iron storage inside the body, by 140%. And increased hemoglobin by 14%. There's research on cosmetic improvements, hair, skin, and nails, up to 24% improvement. And females reported 34% improvement. And I think that's probably, also partly due to the antioxidant benefits, the anti-inflammatory benefits as well. Let's see here. And as I mentioned, the anti-inflammatory effects with studies showing reductions in inflammatory markers, C-reactive protein, interleukin-5, and interleukin-8. This is some more of the research. So why are we different? I see a lot of times nutritional supplements come on the market and they're all about hype, right? Or they're touting the newest, most exciting herb that's currently popular. And so what happens is they will fairy dust their product, right, with this popular substance to sell because they know that that's the current hot thing on the market. This is not that. And I promise you that. And if you just dig into the science, there's so much science on this that that just makes you feel confident to be able to share and recommend these drops. 10 plus years of research, 50 million plus invested in said research, patented bioavailable technology, 98% absorption, over 8 published studies, over 13 allowable FDA claims, and the FDA does not like to allow claims with, especially with nutritional supplements, right? And so it's something to take note of if the FDA allows a nutritional supplement to make any health claims is pretty remarkable. Pharmaceutical grade manufacturing standards, no medical gatekeepers. Of course, we don't have to go get a prescription for this. It's direct to consumer. So who's this for? This is for you if you want to lose weight naturally, you want to avoid, right, the synthetic injections and the side effects. I just saw a study on the impacts of GLP-1 on bone loss. We hear about muscle loss quite a bit, but bone loss, um, as well as, of course, the wide variety of gastrointestinal side effects that have been reported. You want an affordable GLP support, like a quarter of the cost or less than most of these GLP options. You suffer from food noise. You want to switch from the shots to a natural solution. And I have patients that want that. They want to have, they hear about people getting off the shots and gaining the weight back. Has anybody heard that? And I've seen that a lot, right? And I think a lot of that is poor poor handling by the natural or by the healthcare practitioner, right? Not setting the patient up for success with making recommendations on diet, on exercise, on lifestyle, just simply placing somebody on a shot. Now, can't argue the effectiveness. They lose weight, right? And a big chunk of that's muscle. But of course, if they come off of those shots, what's likely going to happen? If they haven't, especially if they haven't changed their lifestyle, they haven't been giving any direction or support, of course they're going to gain that weight back. But are they going to gain that 20, 39% muscle that they lost, right? No, they're not going to gain the muscle back, right? And so now we're in a worse position. So what do some people do? Sadly, sometimes they go back to the shots. And guess what? They lose some more fat, but they lose more muscle. And we're quickly in a very serious situation with their health, not just their weight and not just their metabolism. Um, if you want to not only maintain your weight, what I got off track there, rabbit trail, is this is a could be an effective off ramp for somebody that's maybe on the injections that wants to come off. Maybe they've had side effects. Maybe they're just ready for wanting to come off. Maybe they've achieved their weight loss goals. This could be a good natural solution for them to transition to. You want to keep your muscle. I'd like to do that. In fact, not only are people able to keep their muscle and just solely lose fat, but I've seen multiple people that are actually gaining lean muscle, even without significant changes in lifestyle. And that's something I did not expect to see as well. But if you look at the studies and the this technology, it inhibits proteins called myostatin and activin. And these proteins generally encourage muscle breakdown and they limit lean muscle growth. And so I believe that's why we're seeing some people are actually putting on muscle when they start this technology. In fact, I've seen it happen. And even at first, the person was discouraged because what did the scale say? The scale says they gained weight, right? Or they may have lost a couple of pounds, but they gained a couple of pounds of muscle. So what does the scale say? The scale says they didn't do anything. So I always encourage people to before they get started to take pictures, to measure. If you do have access to a fancy scale, right, that does all the bells and whistles and measures all that stuff, that's cool too. But don't just go by the weight on the scale. That's probably the least effective way to show improvements in health and metabolism is by watching that number on the scale. I always tell people to give the scale to somebody they don't like and not go by the scale. But again, we're seeing people actually put on lean muscle, and that's pretty remarkable. Or you want to help launch a viral product, and we do have that opportunity as well. We're not going to go into that today, but if you have an entrepreneurial mindset and you want to help us share a viral product that's going worldwide, that's changing people's health and life, we have a place for you here as well. And well, that's not what I wanted to do. Bear with me just a second. I got trigger happy on my mouse there. Okay. And when we talk about the drops, we're simply, we get asked, well, what's in it, right? What's in the drops? I'm always happy when I get that question because I get to share that we only have four ingredients in here, folks. We have the salmon peptides, the bioactive salmon peptides from Norway, right? We have the organic lemon peel extract. We have a little bit of organic ginger root extract and water. So this is the only ingredients in here. There's no fillers. There's no other chemicals, additives, preservatives, um, alcohol, other things that are often put in liquid supplements. It's just these ingredients. And I'm happy to see all of the certifications that they've gone above and beyond. And so when they use the term beyond organic, that's exactly what this is. Sadly, these days, the term organic doesn't mean as much as it used to. Companies are allowed to say it's organic, and it's certainly not completely organic. And so you used to be able to just say, "Oh, it's organic. That's safe. It's clean. There's no chemicals. There's no pesticides. I can safely consume this," but not so fast. The certifications and restrictions on organic have loosened a lot, especially here in the U.S. at least. And so organic doesn't always mean it's as clean as you think it might be. So when we use the term beyond organic, it is because of all of these certifications. And again, that makes me feel really good as a provider, especially to be able to offer such a clean, healthy product to my patients. This is a perfect time for a natural breakthrough like this. One, health-wise, we are in a health crisis, and I'm using, of course, American figures here, but 72% of Americans are either obese or overweight. 1 in 3 have prediabetes, 1 in 8 adults have diabetes, and estimated 70 to 88% have some type of metabolic dysfunction, but usually we're talking about insulin resistance. And this is huge, guys, because these things, obesity, blood sugar disorders, drive all of those things below, right? All of the big killers, the heart disease, the cancer, the neurodegenerative conditions, the blood pressure, the strokes, the chronic inflammation, all of these are driven heavily by these two things. And we have something here that can make a big impact in both of those, and that's pretty exciting. But it's also perfect time for natural breakthrough because people are looking for this. They're looking for support. They're looking for help in this area, and they 10% are already on some type of a GLP. 35% are currently looking, and to be honest, I think this is what they're looking for, and I'm hoping to help them to find it because there is over 5 million internet searches per month in the United States alone on GLPs. So there's 100 million consumers here in the US that are actively looking for GLP advantages, but are hesitant to pursue, these injectable options. The global GLP drug market size began at 48 billion in 2024, 66 billion just last year, estimated over 185 billion by 2030. And the this is a perfect timing, not only for the health crisis, people are looking for support in this area. And although I'm not against injections in all cases, wouldn't this be a better initial option, right, for folks not wanting to experience side effects, but wanting to go with something that's just simply food, right? And so anyway, I think that's all I had, except coming soon. We have a brand new technology that's going to be released here just in the first part of July that we're super excited about. similar technology, but in a drink form called Ignite. And and I can't wait to share more about that with you on a later time. So I am going to wrap things up here. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Part of you, it's midday, it's lunchtime. Some of you, it's supper time. But thank you for coming on and joining me for this time together and sharing on these triGLPs. If you haven't tried these drops yet, please reach out to the person that invited you and get some. We have an amazing testimonial group. If you just want to come in and just be a fly on the wall and see what people are experiencing, we have over, I think, 14,000 people in the testimonial group right now. And you can just come in and check it out, see the various areas and people's health that they're experiencing some major impact and transition in. Um, Again, reach out and you get an invite to that group. So I am going to stop the recording here.